Hey, people, this is the time. I mean, we are legitimately worth a shit this year.
Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, outsiders of all ages, it's Wednesday. It's 8:30. That means it's a What Are You Drinking? Outsiders. And oh, do we have something special for you tonight? Because somebody's got to pay off a bet. We will get there, but we got to tell you it's the Outsiders. Brought to you by Poncho, PonchoOutdoors.com. It is the best outdoor stuff out there. And Bo, your lower left tonight, is modeling all kinds of stuff for you. In fact, Bo, do you have what do you got going on for the people tonight?
This is the new color in the hoodies. It's the warm sand.
Ooh.
Came with the free hat, so I had to rock both tonight.
Warm sand out of Australia.
It was Poncho Christmas here at the Edge household. I have all your gear. It's just waiting for you. You have to come to Cedar Park and make an appearance.
Hey, you know what? That just may happen quicker than ever now that I've seen warm sand up close. That looks fantastic.
Jason's got like 3 dress shirts just waiting for him. Like, if you're gonna have to go interview for jobs, you need the poncho.
That's in the unlikely event that anybody ever wanted to interview me, I would have to hit you up. But we're good right now.
Chance went full QB5 mode, because we finagle it where Chance has his own code, so he drop ships it to the Woodlands. Nice. So Chance doesn't have a box. Chance has nothing here.
That's it. Chance has the special order status. Go to PonchoOutdoors.com. The new ultralights are there. They got some of your favorites that are back in stock. Maybe you tried to get something around the Masters. You tried to get an Amen or a Magnolia, and maybe they didn't have it. Well, go check now, because a lot of that stuff is ready to roll. PonchoOutdoors.com. Our upper left has been mentioned. It's the Mach 5. It's Chance Mach. The man's got to pay off a bet. Chance Mach, what are you drinking tonight, brother?
Well, we will get to the bet paying off later, but much as Jason fell ass backwards into his own little foray of fun, I have 2, and I have decided the only thing that I want in my life is to at some point become the spokesperson for Buzzballs.
Oh, dear God.
So tonight I have the espresso martini of the Buzzballs.
That sounds that sounds involved.
Wait, that's a flavor? Espresso martini is a flavor?
Yeah.
Like
my God.
That sounds dangerous. Give us a sip. Give us a sip. Pinky up. Let us know. Oh, what a fine sip it looks like. Describe it to us, Chance.
Let me tell you, the taste of the vanilla espresso beans that are within this beautiful concoction of a ball of buzz. I would be the greatest spokesperson ever for Buzzball. So,
oh my God. Buzzballs, the finest alcohol purchased within 28 feet of a gas pump, ladies and gentlemen.
I went to the Somalian and I asked him which he would like, which drink of the Four Loko he would like me to choose. He didn't have a real good suggestion on the Four Loko, but the Somalian did have the espresso martini of the Buzzball is quality, he told me.
Yes.
This is not Black Hawk Down, Chance. It's not sommelier.
I believe sommelier is the word you're looking for. You're telling me that you found a sommelier at the gas station who gave you a recommendation for Buzzball.
No, I really think he was Somalian.
He was a Somalian sommelier. He was both. And yet he had no advice for you on Four Loko.
No, but he said Buzzballs are great.
Oh, I'm going to have to talk to my guy at Faust Distributing. If they distribute Buzzballs, it's game on.
Oh, my God. That is fantastic.
I've had 3 friends text me pictures in the last week of the Buzzball display at whatever local establishment they're at, asking if that's a display you set up.
Yes, that is a Chance Mock approved Buzzball station.
It's set up in a 5. He arranges them in a number 5. That's how you know Chance.
At some point, I want to have a commercial that says, I am Chance Mock, and I approve this message.
Oh, my God. I approve this Buzzball. All right. That is your upper left, which is ready to roll. We'll get to the bet in a little bit. Your lower right tonight is Jason Dick in a fine green outfit. Jason Dick, what are we drinking tonight?
Nothing exciting. I went to the gas station and I said, hello, is there a Somalian here? And they said, what? I said, I need to speak to a Somalian. what is the best diet Mountain Dew you have? And he gave me this. So I just have a diet Mountain Dew. That's that I have to offer for you tonight, Joe.
Nothing wrong with a diet Dew. It's got a little extra bite. Your lower left. Oh yeah, everything's green for Jason. It's the foot, it's the hat, the shirt, and the Mountain Dew. It's a perfect kind of late St. Patrick's Day vibe from him tonight. Your lower left is the country gorilla. It is Bo Edge. He's already modeled the poncho stuff for you. Bo, what are you drinking?
Makers and Coke Zero.
Oh, Diet Makers, kids. Diet Makers.
There you go.
There it is.
0 calorie, not diet. 0 calorie.
0 calorie makers. All right, gentlemen. Tonight I will be
just no calories. I don't know how they do it, but they made it work.
Tonight I am sipping a fine McDonald's iced coffee in a UFC travel mug.
Well, you could have thrown something in there nobody would have ever known.
It's a fine item. I should have. I really should have done that. I'm way too honest about these things.
Have y'all had a Frosty Chino?
No.
Do yourself a favor and go catch yourself one of those one morning.
What's a Frosty Chino? That's at McDonald's?
Did you grow up and go to Wendy's and get a Frosty as a child?
Sure. So it's at Wendy's.
It's at Wendy's. It is a Frappuccino, but the Frosty is like the cold vanilla flavoring of it.
Now I'm in. Okay. Yeah, I will do that.
You
Absolutely.
That sounds like some fancy Woodland shit to me.
Yeah. If you want to jump in on the Specs chat like Chad did, feel free. Good evening, my fellow pale males. What is up? Chris Bennett's checking in from Washington State. To whoever this is, I know you're not talking about this show. I know you're not talking about this show. That's terrible. The yawning emoji, I do not know that. And you know what? You know who starts it at 8:30? We do. That's exactly who does. Thank you for jumping in to the Specs chat.
Well, he doesn't get there till 6 p.m., so we got to give him time to get cocktails.
Exactly. And since we've done so much talking about drinking, let's just let Specs tell you now. Lisa, tell them about the drinks.
Specs same-day delivery can save the day with our Specs app or online shopping. From world-class wines to hard-to-find spirits and craft beers to gourmet foods, delicious snacks, and spectacular sweets. It's Specs. Cheers to savings.
Yep, I'm just warning y'all now. I am currently drinking coffee. I'm going to be drinking coffee during the show, so things might ramp up a little quicker than you're used to, even on the Outsiders. Also, a special hello to Chance's ceiling fan tonight. Chance, how's the ceiling fan this evening?
Well, I thought we had established that is my outdoor living facilities fan out there. Let's be honest with what this really is here. No,
it's a great effect, too. We got a good effect on the fan tonight. Things are looking good.
It approves of my Somalian-approved buzzball.
Mm-hmm.
The fan does not approve of my Somalian non-suggested Four Loko that I'm about to suffer through.
Yeah, there it is. All right, there it is. You know what? More criticism from Pagel. We can read who everyone is. We know that. We want to introduce them anyway. There you go. Jeez. Thank you for the notes, though. We appreciate the notes.
Who is this guy?
Keep those coming. We have no idea. But welcome in. Welcome everybody in. Don't worry. We'll either win you over or you'll leave, one way or the other, or both. It is the Outsiders, brought to you by Poncho. Bo ducked out for some reason. Let's see if there was a reason. Bo, are you okay?
I'm good. Just temporary internet glitch.
Okay, you have now in
screen. Can we flip your screen?
You've come back in with the screen flip. Let's flip that back around. Let's get that done. Can you do that for us?
Oh no.
Oh no. Don't count on me to do it. I can't do it. You got to do that, brother. There it is. Well done. Flipped.
I had to switch from Chrome to Microsoft Edge midstream. Did it? No harm, no foul.
Well done. All right, gentlemen, where do we start tonight? Anything going on in Longhorn land we need to deal with? Where do we start, Bo?
Well, I want to give congratulations to the Texas baseball team. In spite of losing on Sunday, which they never do, they still went 2-1 against the Oklahoma State Sooners. And if you haven't seen the latest projections by D1 Baseball, they have now moved up to a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. And a 2 that's going up, they're a lower 2. They're getting matched up with 5th seeded Arkansas. But this kind of not a great matchup. I get that, but they're a 2 seed and they're in the dance.
Yeah.
Per the projections. Now, time will still play out. They still have more games to win. But here was the question that I asked to you and I asked to Chance earlier when we were kind of putting this together. When everybody goes ape shit and goes on message boards and Twitter, fire this guy, coaching candidate list. I get it. I understand. I'm the same guy. And Jason, I know you're that guy. But what I asked Chance was, which spawned this conversation, is how does it affect the players when the season is still going? Like for a lot of players, the coach is a father type figure, so they feel extra pressure. If you are truly a fan, you can call for people to get fired, but shouldn't you wait until the season's over so you can let the athletes, the ones that you're supposedly supporting, not have more stress from already losing and already playing like shit? Like, I get it. Call for people's heads, but can we at least have a moratorium to wait until the story plays out?
I think Jason's eyebrow has a response. I can feel him cooking up an answer.
Before Jason cooks this up, at this point, I only have approximately 42 minutes to finish this.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go ahead and introduce this so that I can start this bullshit because
yeah, start the clock. Let's go.
It will take me every minute of 48 minutes to finish this.
Is that
what kind of
flavor?
What is it? What do you got? Show it to us, Chance.
Oh,
That looks terrible. Sour? Just Four Loko sour?
Sour apple?
Look, the Somalian told me that they didn't have any Four Loko at their establishment, and they did. And they had two choices. One was the Warhead one, which I was told do not have.
Yeah.
Don't do that, yeah.
The other is this one.
Okay, so will you be drinking it just straight out of the can? You going to pour it over ice? What are you going to do? Four
There's
Loko
no
on the rocks?
ice in my life. No. And if at some point during this, I just start chugging while y'all are in mid-conversation, just understand this is the way I operate. When I've had enough, I just go ahead and get it done. Okay?
Okay.
So,
Four Loko neat, maybe, for Chance Mock. He's just going to pop that open.
Neat.
So if you don't know, Chance is having to drink the Four Loko during the show because he lost the NFL draft bet that Jason made up. How's that taste there, Chance?
it's terrible.
Is it? Okay, compare the Buzz Ball. Scale of 10, scale of 1 to 10. Where's the Buzz Ball and where is the Four Loko?
Well, considering the fact that I want to be the Buzzball spokesperson of the world on my bikini in the ocean, like, doing my thing, Buzzball's a 10. This is like a solid 2.6.
A 10.
Like,
a 10. It's a 10.
So bad.
Versus a 2.6. All right. So Chance,
I don't even like the Jolly Ranchers that taste like apple, and this is worse than that.
Chance will get more Loco as the.
I'm telling you, should have bought the American one. It tasted like piss and excellence.
I didn't have a fucking option for that, Bo.
I think our man Chad is right. Probably going to burn a hole in your stomach. The Somalian sommelier told him to go with the sour apple version. All right. So Jason, your response to Bo's layout on the baseball.
Are you really asking me baseball questions? Okay. Yeah, sure. Fine. Great. No, look, I think, what Bo said, it hits a good point in that the guys on the team probably, if they hear the outside noise, if they hear all of us assholes saying, David Pierce is not the guy, they're going to have to fire him, it would only motivate them in the other direction, is what I would say, is that it would only fire them up if they hear that at all. So yeah, it's it's a good time, and if they can make it into the tournament and make everything, and then get things rallied here at the end of the season, that's good. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, and Bo, my argument might be that these guys know what they signed up for because of all the sports at Texas. It's baseball combined with that history, combined with that expectation. You can go to Omaha and you can lose with a guy catching the ball at the warning track in the third game of the championship series, and the season can be thought of as a failure for a lot of fans. Like, it is what it is. I'm assuming if I wear that uniform, I know what's coming and none of it will faze me.
Well, but this wasn't just a baseball or a David Pierce and this year's iteration of the Longhorn baseball team. The same thing with Sark 2 years ago when he went 5-7, and everybody and their dog is trying to run him out of town. When he came, it's more of how sports are going in 2020 now. It's you get 1 year and then people are calling for your head. Now everybody loves Sark. Now Sark is the golden boy of Longhorn. He's resurrected the program. He's the best offensive genius. Now, I would say NIL money gave him a leg up in certain regards. But at the end of the day, 2 years ago, half of Orange Blood's message board was already listing suitable replacements. And what I'm saying is there's a time for those conversations, and there's a time for guys like us to have it. I'm saying people need to realize the ramifications to the guys on the field. Now, I'm not even talking about the recruiting angle. The guys on the field, when you're halfway through the season, how many times have we seen it, and not just with Texas, but with other programs in pro sports, college sports, teams don't start well or teams are having a slump in the middle and everybody wants to fire everybody. And then the season plays out and they go on a run and you're like, oh no, way to go. Well, what I'm saying is for the guys on the field, and yes, Jason, you're right, it could be a motivating factor, but it can also have a detrimental effect. We're not talking about 28-year-old paid professionals. We're talking about 19, 20, and 21-year-olds who already have a shit ton of pressure on them, no matter what the sport, tennis, men's hockey, if they had a program. All of them have a lot of pressure to do schoolwork, balance life, and play a sport. The last thing they need is and yes, they did sign up for it, but the added pressure of feeling like they're letting their coach get fired, the guy that recruited them, the guy that they hung out with his family, all because some people are on a damn message board. Like, I get it. I'm the guy that yells at the TV too. I'm just saying, can we put a pin in it until the season's over?
Yeah, that's probably fair. Here's the other thing, Chance. Chris Bennett sent us an interesting chat here. Pierce happened to follow the two greatest coaches in college baseball history. Like, just sit back and think about that situation. Like, I'm trying to think of another situation to compare that to. Like, you could have the discussion about who's the greatest college baseball coach that ever lived, but you can't have that discussion without Augie and Gus. And he's following that. I mean, the level of pressure on the dude. It's not like he hadn't been to Omaha. Bo's laid it out. It's not like he's never been to Omaha. It's not like they've never been impactful in Omaha with him. It's Texas baseball, Chance, and that expectation level is just so high.
Yeah, but I think Texas fans need to pump their brakes just a little bit. I really think they do. And it's not because I love David Pierce, because I do. But here's the thing. He has proven what he is capable of doing. Has he not? He's taken, I think this would be, if he went this year, it'd be his sixth. Is that correct, Bo?
With Texas? No, it'd be his fourth.
Fourth with Texas, sixth overall.
3 and 7 years, 3 and 6 seasons, because one of them was a COVID year that was wiped out. 3 and 6 and 2 super regionals. Like, he's done the job.
Yeah, he has.
Like I said, it's not just Pierce.
But he has done everything he was supposed to. Now, here's what I will say. I don't know that Bo's assertion is correct. And we talked about this today. I didn't listen to what people had to say about Mac because I knew what they had to say about Mac. Every time we lost to Oklahoma, I knew what the headlines were going to say. So I didn't listen to them. And I would hope a lot of these baseball players are the same way. They're there to do a job. Let's not be fools, right? I think a lot of the time in college sports, we're idiots and we think that what's important to these kids is this university. It's not. What's important to these kids is to go play well so that they can grade well and play at the next level. That's like, we like to humor ourselves and make ourselves feel really important. Like these kids just they bought in, man. Those days are gone, man. They're so freaking gone. It's hysterical. And the fact that people hang on to it is even more hysterical. But the fact of the matter is, Texas baseball is a brand that's untouched in who's been to Omaha. Right now, A&M that's the gold standard. Really is. Unfortunately, I hate saying it as a Texas fan, but it is. And so I think the heat that comes on David Pierce is probably, in some ways, comes from that. because Texas fans are pissed off because A&M is number one, and they are rightly number one. Like, let's be real. Does that mean that we can't get them in a 3-game series in Omaha? No, it doesn't. We can, but for Christ's sakes, like, we put so much on David Pierce. Well, Schloss put together a pretty damn good team.
Well, but we did the exact same thing to Rodney Terry. We did it to Sark 2 years ago. Like, it is, and it's not just Texas fans. I'm the biggest Longhorn homer that ever lived. Like, I attended the University of Texas. I'm proud to be a Longhorn. I root for all the teams. I bitch at the TV too. I yelled at Rodney Terry and told him he should be fired multiple times. I get the sentiment, but as I'm getting older, I'm kind of adapting to let it finish first, because Rodney Terry, look at his recruiting class now this year. Look at what he's brought in the transfer portal. Look at the, McDonald's All-American Trey Johnson. They have new talent. If he screws up again, then at the end of the year, we say he screwed up again and he needs to be looked at. But one bad season does not make a coaching career. Go look at some of the greatest Texas coaches who had some really shitty starts, like Darrell Royal, like Mac Brown, who had a couple woo moments in the beginning. Like, Chance was a part of a couple of
moments.
Woo. Like,
woo. Yeah. Bo Edge bringing logic to a Longhorn fight tonight. If you want to jump in the Specs chat, please do. And if you want to give us a super chat, it will go right to the top of the list.
Well, Chad, who would Texas rather have? Realistically, don't say Schloss. That's out of the picture. Take Schloss out of it. Who would Texas rather have? I'd love to hear this one.
Well, honestly, Chance, I think the answer from at least from folks in the chat, I don't think it's about the question you're asking. I think they just want a pitching coach. Honestly, Paxton says if Texas had a pitching and a pitching coach, they would be elite. Well, that is a discussion I think
that's fair.
That has come up because I honestly don't know how many head coaches in big time college baseball nowadays are also their own pitching coach. I'm assuming it's not a ton.
And I've admitted on this show, I like Coach Pierce as a human being. There is a personal aspect to it, but he made the mistake. I agree with everybody that's on the chat. He put himself in that position when he made himself the pitching coach. If you're going to be that dictatorial and make it my way or the highway, and I'm going to be the pitching, and the problem with the damn team is the pitching, then it does point to Pierce. This whole conversation wasn't a Pierce conversation. It was a fan reaction to early conversation that Pierce was the highlight of, based on the fact that, over this last weekend, we have now taken 2 of 3 series, taken 2 out of 3 in a series from top 20 teams in the conference to move into second place in the conference when everybody was saying we weren't even going to make the damn tournament. Now, we could screw it up and not make the tournament from here on out, but right now we're not only making the tournament, we're making the tournament as a 2 seed. We're not getting gifted a 3 seed just because we're Texas. We're a legitimate 2 seed who's ranked 25th in the country. So Pierce has his flaws, pitching being the biggest one of it. But like I said, this is Rodney Terry. This is Sark 2 years ago. Go look on some of Orange Blood's archives. There were so many threads about Sark's the wrong guy. Del Conte's a moron. This should all be over. What are we doing? Like, look, the best situations come from when guys get time to nurture a program and build a culture.
Yeah. Real quick, let's handle something on the side here. Jason, someone says you need to grab a handkerchief and wipe off the camera.
There's no. What do you want?
Can we do that? Can we get it to a little? Can we get that for you, please? Thank you very much. This is there you go. Let's see. Let's see how you did. Hold on. A little better. Yeah, that's good. I think it's a little clearer. That's very.
Or maybe Kyle's concoction kicked in because the thing looked fine.
I don't.
Maybe one of those.
I just was cracking up because I saw Chance pick up what looked like a. Do you guys remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2? He just has a canister of ooze.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it is, Jason.
What do you have there? Pick that up for me again, Chance. Look at that thing.
There it is. There it is. How far into it are you there, Chance? How we going? How we doing?
Right here.
He's right there. Yeah, he is right
Look,
there.
It's not good.
So wait a second, Jason. Did you just admit to the people that you've watched the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie sequel? Not just the first one, the sequel.
Somebody's watched it more than once.
Are you kidding me?
God.
I mean, number 2 is the one with Vanilla Ice in it. So, like, yeah, I'm well aware. All right.
Sorry. How dare
I'll take the ugly
How
one.
dare I? How dare I
Which one's
try
the
to-
ugly one?
Okay.
No, but look here to everything that Bo said. Texas fans, this is the way that we work. Okay, if next season Texas goes to the SEC and goes 9-4 and loses the SEC championship game, there will be people on this message board, on this chat right over here, talking about how Sark should be fired, talking about how he's not the guy. Okay, how we don't have it. So every time that you go through a tough spell, there's going to be people, there's going to be assholes who say, yeah, he can't do it. And that's what we are here to talk to them. All right. What's up, guys? Thank you for reminding me to clean my camera.
And by the way, Chad,
Speaking for football nerds everywhere, anybody else want to see an SEC where 9-3 gets you to Atlanta? That'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it? That'd be. I'm sorry. All right.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
I'm just saying, at the old drive-in in
It could happen.
Waxahachie, I bet Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 came on 20 years ago.
Yeah, not really. I'm not really a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles guy, so not really my thing. I am actually that I age out of that just barely.
You don't
That's
dig the
how
half
old.
shell?
That's how old I am.
I was big into the Turtles in a Half Shell.
Yeah,
I was a
too
Michelangelo
old.
guy. I wanted to be Michelangelo. He was my guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Leonardo
too
was way too by the books. Like, that's not going to work for me. Come on.
I was a
All right.
Leonardo guy.
Raphael.
All right, everybody.
You
You know
just
what? If you want to put it in the specs chat tonight, who was your
No.
Ninja Turtle? I didn't
Look,
realize everybody had a
that
Ninja
doesn't
Turtle.
even have to say, but he's obviously a fucking Donatello guy. All right.
He is a Donatello.
Chad
See?
Splinter.
What? I'm wearing a shade of orange tonight. Isn't that Michelangelo?
Chad,
No.
Chad is the dad that leads everybody around. He's definitely Splinter.
I don't know much about that, but I know I just got insulted. So I do know that one. All right. Bo, before we do anything else, we're going to tell the folks about Prosperity Roofing for the hail stuff they may have experienced. But first, let's get to one of our favorite spots. And this time, when you see couple with phone, I have a question for the wife. So it's not inappropriate to look, but it is inappropriate to record. Interesting. Here we go.
Mine looked like that.
Inappropriate. I don't know what the big deal is. Mine used to look like that.
Is your new roof what everyone's talking about? A new roof from Prosperity Roofing will certainly draw some attention.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Everything important in your life happens under your roof. Let Prosperity Roofing transform your home into something to talk about.
She's staring a hole through that thing, Bo. Speaking of holes, the hail can make holes in stuff. Prosperity can help there too.
It 100% can. These aren't the only storms that are going to hit Central Texas in the next month. It's just going to happen. It's spring/summer in Texas. It gets hot. These little pop-up storms, a lot of them include hail, tornadoes, etc. Get the peace of mind that Prosperity Roofing can provide. Shingle, tile, standing seam metal, whatever you need. Don't chase the people. Don't let the storm chasers. Don't let the mailbox hanging flyer people that give you a great deal or help circumvent your deductible. If they're willing to do that kind of shady crap, are they going to be there if you need a warranty replacement or something done to your roof? No, they're not. 810-1747. That's 810-1747. Prosperity Roofing is the company that can give you the peace of mind. They're family-owned, Austin-based. They take pride in their Central Texas communities. They can go outside of that too. Prosperity Roofing.
Yes, indeed. Thanks to Prosperity Roofing and all the great partners here on The Outsiders, brought to you by Poncho, of course. Chance, how are we doing on Four Loko? Looks like your eyebrows are starting to be affected.
I'm right. I'm right there.
We're past halfway.
Oh,
Okay.
Hey, before the end of the show, Chance
so
may
bad.
see his own Ninja Turtles because
Yeah.
you are loco.
So bad.
I'm telling you, the American one, nothing.
Chance, at this point, would you like to sing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle theme for the kids? Because we'll let you do that.
No, it's okay. I don't think I can do that at this point.
Ninja Turtle. Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power.
Oh, that's right.
There it is. Very good.
We're good.
Very nice. All right, gentlemen. We got chats coming in. If you want to, by the way, Chris Bennett is right. I was a Transformers guy. Very, very good, Chris Bennett. Optimus Prime is my god. All right, so let's, Bo, before we leave baseball, let me just double check with you. You're telling me the projections right now have Texas as a 2 seed and a 2 seed. I'm assuming avoiding College Station. A 2. You said going to.
I said they're getting shit. They would be going to Vietnam to face Arkansas.
God.
Not exactly the matchup you would want, but it would make our old pal Chris Abbott happy because he's actually driving to Fayetteville tonight to bring his daughter home from her semesters at college.
Nice. Well, you guys know, I mean, the levels that we always talk about the levels of hatred, whether it's College Station or Fayetteville, but no place matches Fayetteville in a lot of ways. That's something that, of all the things that Texas is going to have come back into their lives, Chance, I had not thought of that one very much, but Texas and Arkansas in a 3-game series every year and alternating years in Fayetteville.
But here's what people don't here's what people don't realize, Chad. So I knew my dad had told me, he's like, son, when I was at Texas Tech, we would go to Arkansas and we'd be driving on this road. It was a 2-lane road. And I'm telling you, they will run you off the road. Those Razorback fans, they don't care. I'm like, Dad, whatever. Well, then we end up with Arkansas on the road map, right? Mm-hmm. So we go there. It's Friday afternoon. And I'm playing catch with my offensive lineman in the end zone because, the big boys, they got to get their fun too, right?
You're at the stadium, you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
In Fayetteville.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, all these yellow buses start pulling up right there on the northeast corner. I'm like, where in the fuck? What are these kids doing? Next thing you know, I got a bunch of elementary school age kids with signs, every damn one of them, Texas sucks. Texas sucks. And I'm like, hold on. Do we not go to school in Arkansas? I mean, I know we kind of don't go to school in Arkansas because I've seen your grades, but that's cool. But like, really? This is what the fuck we're doing? Texas sucks. Texas sucks. I was like, this some new shit. I've never seen some shit like this. They pulled these kids out of elementary school where they couldn't spell their own name, but they knew how to spell Texas sucks. And they put that on the sign. It was the coolest shit I've ever seen.
Dude, that's intense. That is a whole level of intensity.
Would you not be happy, though, if that was your fan base that did that? Like, it's a little bit
happy.
It's a little weird, right?
I don't know, man.
Come on.
I don't know.
There's part of it that's cool, but there's part of it that's like Aggie-like indoctrination of the young, and we shouldn't be doing that. Like,
I mean,
it does it.
Well, it's a good comp, Bo. Like, the thing I love about the House Divided is I feel like in the end, if a tire needs to be changed, it'll get changed. If people need to be helped off the ground, they'll be helped off the ground. But when Sooners and Razorbacks get involved, I just feel like all rules are thrown out the door.
It's not happening.
Right.
You'll be laying on the side of the road, and they'll be like, oh, Texas fan, move on.
Yeah, it's like, no, officer, I thought by throwing the tire iron at his head, I thought it would help him up. Is that not the way that works?
I was showing him the useful tool as I hit him in the face.
Right. That would be, it was going to be intense enough if Texas would have had to go to College Station for that baseball. Bo, the interesting part will be, in a way, I think Arkansas could be even more dangerous for Texas because that place is going to be lit up. Like, there's a certain pressure that, I'll tell you from the other side of it, there's a certain pressure that I don't know sometimes if the Aggie fan base or Aggie team can handle sometimes.
But I don't.
They'll over-tighten themselves, Chance. I don't know if Arkansas does that.
Hold on. I'm going to let Bo finish this, but I will say this. That tightness comes from you feeling like you have to do something.
Right.
That's where the tightness comes.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, if Pierce plays his cards right and plays his kids right, you're not the underdog. You're going in there to take care of business.
Yeah.
That's the whole different mindset.
Yeah. And Bo, I agree with that idea. I think they could turn that on the Aggies in College Station on some level. I'm just not sure if they could turn it in Fayetteville. Arkansas should have won a natty not that long ago if one dude catches one ball. And by the way, that's hilarious, but still they should have won the thing. I just think that they'd have the confidence to handle Texas in their place where maybe the Aggies might get a little shaky.
But here's why I would rather have Arkansas than A&M. Texas can hit. They don't pitch very well, but guess what happens when people get tight? They chase pitches. They don't perform at the plate. You don't worry about the pitchers getting tight nearly as much as the bats. So Texas goes into Arkansas loosey-goosey, playing like they're on house money and starts hitting the shit out of the ball. All of a sudden, the Arkansas pitchers are trying to hit spots where the Texas pitchers are just up there throwing whirlybirds because they know they're going to give up 8 or 9 anyway, so they're just like, we're going to outscore them. And they're carefree and don't give a damn because that's what they do every damn game.
So just play it softball style. Should we put a keg on second base? Should we?
I think with the team that we have, I'll take our chances with the keg. That's all I'm saying.
Man, it's gonna be fun as hell. It'll be fun as hell if it ends up something like that in a regional. So Texas baseball.
If their parents out in left field, of the few of them that I've met, are any indication, then the players would be just fine with the keg on second base, and I'm all for it.
There you go. By the way, real quick, before we leave the world of balls and bats, congratulations to Texas softball, regular season Big 12 champs. They head to Oklahoma City to face, maybe you-know-who and you-know-who state in Oklahoma City. But Texas goes in as the number 1 seed. So that's softball team's firing.
Awesome, by the way. If anybody's not watching college softball right now, you have lost your fucking mind.
They're playing well. They're playing really, really
Well,
well.
just the sport in
Jason's
general.
like, where's my Asane jacket? Like, where's my straight jacket? Because I haven't seen a bit.
No, just look, take your allegiance out of it. Just watch girls softball. It's a freaking blast.
Yeah, they're having it's a big time year, and we'll see if Texas can make it a really big time year
for the softball. The games go a hell of a lot faster than baseball. The games, due to the fact that they're just strikeout, homer, strikeout. Like, the games are done in an hour and a half. I can definitely concur with that.
Yeah. All right. We'll get to a little Texas football here in a second. But speaking of Texas football, in a way, Chance Mock, there's something you need to tell the people about that will contain a word that they know very well and that they're going to know moving forward. And that word is arch. I'm assuming it's pronounced the same way. Is that true?
It's very similar. But look, Arch Public, that's a deal. I'm about to start a podcast with my buddy Tillman Holloway. He was one of my guards, freaking phenomenal. His grandfather actually was a huge name, Bud McFadden, in Texas football lore. But Tillman took his time at Texas and he parlayed it into a MBA from the Macomb School of Business. And he did that, and now we've just kind of perfected trading to a damn T. My small account has just been incredible, 14% return over the last 6 months. So we're kicking ass, taking names. archpublic.com, give them a shout. They are freaking phenomenal. Tillman's going to join us. He's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. So archpublic.com, hit that QR code, you'll be good.
There you have it.
Don't judge the Macomb School of Business by the other Macomb graduate that's been a part of the Outsiders. The way I behave is different than everybody else that has that paper on the wall.
Just a little bit different. Just a little bit.
I think it should be noted that in the history of the radio, television, film school at the University of Texas, nobody has more parking tickets than this guy. Okay, I'm number one all time.
Oof. You're the champ they keep talking about?
Expunged?
What's that?
Did you use your 101X celebrity clout at one point to get them expunged, or did you just have to pay them all?
Oh no! I had to pay them all. It was not good.
Yeah. By the way, gentlemen, just real quick, Chris Bennett made a great point here on the chat. We need to point it out. The goodbye that Texas gave Texas Tech in softball. What do you call it when you run rule every game in their place to take the regular season conference championship? Bo, does that have a special name? Like, I don't even.
Well, from here on out, for my Lubbock friends and for a particular one named Jonathan Haley, getting run ruled in every game will now be called a Red Raider. Like, period. It's like that's because that's how it happened. And if you didn't catch the little graphic that floated around Twitter this week, Chad, it was absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, beautiful.
Texas beat Tech in every final game in every single sport that they play in to send it out. Yeah. We're talking tennis, softball, basketball, baseball, both men's and women's, field hockey, darts, whatever, cornhole, whatever sport. In the last game, Texas beat Tech in every single sport. That is the ultimate way of saying you don't belong in our little clubhouse, you dorks.
Yeah. And gentlemen, let's see if you've been paying attention. Will you miss playing Texas Tech, in my opinion?
No.
You will not. Not one day.
Do I miss playing SMU? No.
No.
Do I care if we ever play Baylor again in any other sport? No.
I'd beg Baylor before I'd play Tech. I'm just saying. I'd beg them. I would call Baylor. I'd call them on my dime and ask before I would ask to play Tech again. You won't miss it, I promise. Thank you, Chris Bennett, for reminding everybody. All right, gentlemen, any thoughts on the newest portal edition for Texas? They went cornerback, Chance Mock. Javion Cole is a guy who was at Cal Poly. He's been out west. He was at Cal Poly. He then went to San Jose State, and he was one of the best corners in that conference. And now he is a Texas Longhorn. How we feeling about this one?
I feel fine with it. I'm a little bit annoyed because people want us to land all these kids, and we're not going to pay for them. That's fine. You don't want to come here? Fine. We offered you $700,000. That's not enough? Okay. So the ones that come here, I'm good with. The ones that don't, fuck them.
Well, here's what I like.
Is that the speech they give them? That's a weird speech.
I mean,
we're catching. No, you're not wrong. We're catching a guy on the upswing. Like, yes, he was a low star guy. He was a small school kid that went to Cal Poly. When he got to Cal Poly, he started as a freshman and did very well at his level. So he moves up to San Jose State. Now he's the best corner on San Jose State. I read Alex's breakdown. The biggest matchup he had last year was against USC. And he's completely shut down USC's receivers the entire night. No catches against him, 1 PBU. Like, the only thing that you could say is that he missed a tackle because he was going a little too aggressively into the backfield. He's the type of guy that you want, a guy that's getting better. He didn't peak in high school. Like, if you're going to go out and find these guys that weren't your 5-star recruits, find a guy that's showing continually getting better every single year. Find a guy that looks to be coachable. And guess what? Terrence Brooks, I hope he does very well at UTSA or Michigan or wherever he ends up, because those are the two schools that I read were hottest on his trail. Good luck to you. You were a good Longhorn. You helped us win games. You were not succeeding, and you were going to lose your job. So if we need to go find someone else to take the job, so be it. If not, Jahdae Barron, step on up. We need the depth in the secondary. And right now, the only guy in our secondary that I have supreme confidence being the corner that we need is Manny Muhammad. So until that other spot is decided, bring 2, 3, 4, because guess what? Now they're getting paid. Like with NIL, if a guy comes here and doesn't start, who get it? Like, that's on him. He at least got the $500,000 to take the trip and make it happen. Like where in the past you just got screwed. Now at least you're walking away with a Lambo and a check. You know, I don't feel bad for him anymore.
The old Lambo and a check, Jason. That sounds like a good idea.
When Bo contacted me about this show, I was like, "That's my fee is Lambo and a check." And
Lambo and a check.
Still waiting.
Yes.
Hold on.
On some of that.
The check got sent to your prior address or 10, however many you had. Now keep in mind, it's a voidable check, and the Lambo is a Hot Wheel that we got at Randall's for $1.99. I didn't say it was one you could drive. I just said you get a Lambo. So you'll get a check for 99 cents and a Hot Wheel Lambo.
Look, I'm looking forward to it. I will keep my eye on
If you ever
them.
drove your sorry ass to my house to get your poncho gear, I'll have a
I'm
Hot Wheel
coming.
in there.
I will be there on a couple days. No, look, I'm not paying the most attention to the transfer portal as you guys can imagine. But to what Chance said, did we get outbid by somebody? Did somebody say, "Oh, actually, we're going to pay this guy this amount of money"? Texas, there is. I mean, if there is anything about us, it is that we have the most money, right? That we always have the most money. And I know it's a dangerous precedent to say we will always outbid everybody, but like I would not. I think it's weird if we are ever getting outbid.
So this is the key thing, Jason. I think like from the Dominic Williams story, the kid from TCU, Chad jumps in and throws in. Did you see Dominic Williams was supposedly asking for $1.2 million in NIL? The story is that the rep, the agent, whoever you want to call him, the uncle, apparently, he was talking like $1 million. But the discussion eventually became, it's something kind of Chance was kind of alluding to. It wasn't that Texas got outbid. It's that they chose not to bid against themselves. They could have just kept going up and up and up, but at some point they realized they were being leveraged a little bit, and they just stopped and said, "Look, this is what's on the table. If we don't believe anybody is offering above that number. So if you want to go somewhere else for less, go somewhere else for less." The reports are he went to Oklahoma for less than what Texas was going to pay him.
Well, but Chad, whether he did or didn't, or whether the 1.2 million is real or not, I actually love that it went down like this, and I love that it was done publicly in the time that it was done, because it starts sending a message to players on the roster and everyone else. We have defined prices, and we have better money than everybody else. We can spend more and we can do things, but certain positions only, certain accolades at certain positions are what gets the money. Just because we have a defensive tackle shortage doesn't mean we're going to start paying $1.2 million to guys that aren't worth $500,000. Like, I'm sorry, and whether this was Dominic Williams or someone else, Texas isn't going to overpay. They let Jordan Addison walk to USC a couple years ago when he wanted a big-ass bag of money, when Texas at that time needed receivers a little more. Instead, that money got transferred into keeping Xavier Worthy when he was unhappy, and then eventually Adonai Mitchell. And I'd say that panned out pretty well. But the point is, Sark has a rationale, and he has a cap. Whether that's money because they only have so much in the budget, or because it doesn't matter how much money you have, you don't just go spend double because you can. I mean, some people do. I wish I had that. You know, Jason does that, on pools and houses and buzz balls and whatever. But most people need to operate within a budget. And if I'm sorry, I'm great with what they did to Dominic Williams. He wasn't that good. And I'm not disparaging the kid. I'm just saying, like, there's a line.
Well, that's the key. And that's the other thing. That's a good point, Bo and Chance. That's a big point here. I say all the time, sometimes Texas needs to be Texas, but only for the badasses. If the kid was an absolute badass, if you thought he was going to change your football team, then pull the sword out of the sheath and swing it in a way nobody else can. But if you don't think that's who he is, then find your limit and say, that's it. That's where it is. And that seems to be what Sark did here. I think that's why it makes sense.
Well, I think, and there's no reason it's wrong. That's the funny part. There's nothing wrong about it. I mean, he could have just thrown the kid into the wolves. Like, go ahead.
Yeah.
But he didn't. Right?
Sounded like a little Four Loko. I feel like I should talk to Lou like Lou Holtz.
Is Chance doing his Lou Holtz impersonation? Or
Lou, you know what?
No.
You know what? It's Lou versus Loco. Here we go. Hold on 1 second. Let's get it in here. Hang on. It's Lou versus Loco. You ready? Are you ready to go? Come on, Chance. Tell me about what was it like to play for Mac Brown back in the day, Chance? Come on, tell me. Let me know. Let's do it.
Playing your reindeer games.
He's not doing it. He didn't take the bait. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Chance getting jacked. He's out.
Oh, by the way, are you done? Is it over? Four Loko done? He finished it. Let me see. Yeah, it's over.
God.
It's over.
Not quite.
That was when he started that sentence, gentlemen. We all had the same sense of like, ooh, that's a man who might have finished a Four Loko right there. That is a Four Loko.
I just hope you bought 2-ply good toilet paper because that shit's gonna go through your rot gut like nobody's business.
All right. So before we do anything else, let's give the floor to Chance Mock. Chance Mock, post Four Loko. What would you like to say to the people? This is it.
Oh no.
That is just rude. I'm giving you the floor, and you're not. I mean,
tell them. Jalen Ford should not have fallen to the 5th round, is what you should tell them.
Yes, exactly.
Chance is channeling his inner Top Gun.
The Buffalo Bills will make the Super Bowl this year. That is what Chance Mock is telling you. That is what he is telling you. All right. Speaking of Chance Mock, Chance, could I get you to tell the people about Prodigy Mortgage? Because I know Thad would want you to tell them about all the glory after the Four Loko. This is going to test your professionalism. Are you ready? I'm going to put up a picture of a man in a green shirt, and then you're going to have to tell him about that. Are you ready? Here we go.
For Christ's sake, just call Thad. Like, that's really – I'm glad you all think it's real funny. Call Thad Lindsay because you know what? There has been so many real estate deals that I put together that have fallen completely apart at closing. Guess who it won't fall apart with? Chad Lindsay. Give Chad a call. Scan that QR code right there. Chad Hastings, you can go ahead and bring me back right now.
Thad Lindsay will do great for you, too.
Yeah.
281-772-6786. It's Thad Lindsay and his team at Prodigy Mortgage. Real estate's changing. Get with that.
There it is. It is. It is The Outsiders, brought to you by Poncho. Remember, Poncho out
Chad, in the almost year history of this show, you're the only one now who hasn't had a night where things got a little sideways. Because Jason had the night where he just stared at the screen.
I really should add something.
You're doing like I had that night after Super Cooper where I was just, I don't know what the hell I was talking about. And Jason did have that. You want to recreate that, Jason?
No. He doesn't, actually.
That's why he's the best, all right? That's why,
That's why he's Splinter.
Yeah.
That's why it's Splinter time. By the way, it is not only The Outsiders brought to you by Poncho, but we have very good news. We've been contacted by Covert Ford. They found the truck that ran over Chance. Here we go.
Texas proud, more than a Ford from Covert Ford of Austin. Deeply rooted in Texas history, the Covert family has taken great pride for over 114 years. That's why you can always depend on Covert Ford to deliver the best customer experience and a superior selection of new Ford vehicles. Shop online at covertford.com.
Yes, Chance was saying we were number one. Thank you, Chris Bennett. Chance was saying that we are absolutely number one. Paxton wondering, Chad, is Catch getting Javion Cole on House Divided soon? He did reach out to Javion. We are trying to get him on the show, so stay tuned to Orange Bloods Live for that. We're hoping to talk to him. Also, we have a message out to Silas Bolden. We're trying to see if we can maybe talk to him before summer workouts start and see how everything's going with him at Oregon State and obviously making the transition.
If y'all get them, then that would help clear what we've been working on for a couple weeks. We can't name names until we get all the approvals from all the places, but we have a couple names coming from the guest list too that we're trying to get university approval of. Check the Twitters, check the Instagrams. You'll hear about it. That might revitalize your belief in this year's team, hearing it from some of the players on the field. But even though we are the outsiders, we are going to get approval this time so we don't become the not allowed sider.
That's right. It'll be the outside perspective, but we still going to try to get some of the big time folks.
We
will
try still to like to get tickets to events and things like that. We're not going to burn the bridge.
All right, we do have a request on the board from our man Chris Bennett. He would like some bear dick. Let's see if there's a dick move, kids. Here we go. Bear dick. Rawr! There it is.
Send that to Silas Bolden. He'll sign up right away.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be right there on the show. Jason
Chris
Dick.
guy's gonna interview you.
Yes, Jason Dick. Do we have a dick move of the week?
No, I guess I should prepare one every week. Since we're only doing one show a week, I could probably be ready with one every week. But here, let me ask this. This is a professional keep us on topic type of question.
Mm-hmm.
If there are guys like the Bo referenced and Chance, like if there are guys who are saying, no, we're not going to pay that price for that player. Like you were the Yankees of the early 2000s, late 90s, like everybody would say they just bought and paid for every team. And they did not win the World Series every year. But you know what they did was make the playoffs every year. Like they were always in contention. They never went 60-102. So is it correct? Is it the right idea for Texas to be, I don't know, fiducially responsible to say, actually, we're not going to spend that?
It is at the talent level. Like if DeMonic Williams played at the level that Tavondre Sweat did, or
wait a minute, did you just call him Demonic Williams?
I think that's right. I like that pronunciation. I think that's great.
The kid's not a demon. Like just because he's going to OU.
No, he spelled his name that way. That's how it should be pronounced. But either way,
that's fantastic.
My point is, if he's not even coming in to be a starter, okay? Like he's coming in to be a role player. He is a nose guard that's going to play maybe 20 snaps, 25 snaps. He's not worth $1 million. Okay?
Well,
like,
but
even
when
if you have it,
you have unlimited money.
if
right?
you have Jerry Jones freaking money, you don't buy the gold toilet just because you can afford it. You can buy a regular damn toilet.
You have no idea how pooping works in my world.
I don't even know where to go with that, but my point is, if it was a player that could do something, like if it truly was, like say Tavondre Sweat morphed to another school, that a guy of that caliber, if it was a guy that was that good of a defensive tackle or a rush end, say Aiden Hutchinson was back in college and you wanted to get the guy, yeah, you pay $5 million, go win your damn title. But what, you don't need to spend $1 million for a guy that's going to play 20 snaps and not really be relevant. Like there are other defensive tackles as good as Williams out there. Like the one they got from Arizona is just as good as him. Nelson is just as good as him, in my opinion, which is humble or stupid as people may think it is. I think Nelson can come in and do just as good a job. You already got him. Why do you need the kid from TCU?
Right. Look,
you mean Norton?
My issue is if we were,
I got 4 Loco.
If we were existing in a salary cap world, if there was a finite amount of money that you could spend, then I would say, yeah, don't overpay for this guy who's going to be the 31st best player on your team. But if you're Texas and you have unlimited amounts of money, just get them all. Why would you not just get them all?
But I think that's a misconception that Texas has like a Scrooge McDuck pool full of money. Like they have money and they have a lot of money, but they don't have there is a finite amount that can be spent based on how much the donors put in. And this is what I'm talking about, having a budget. If you're taking other people's money, because this isn't the Texas Longhorns money, this is NIL collective donation money from the rich people. And even the people that are poor like me that, put $20 a month into their one fund or whatever. But at the end of the day, you're accountable to them just like stockholders. And if you take their money and you spend it on a kid like Williams, he doesn't play much, and receivers that don't play that much, then guess what happens 2 years from now when you're like, hey, we need another $20 million to go buy some players. I'm like, no, you buy shitty players. We're not going to give you any more money. Go buy things that are like, if you were given money to go buy cars and they said you have $10 million and you have to buy 20 cars and you went and bought one Bugatti and a bunch of Honda Civics, they might be pissed off at you when they expected you to go buy a fleet of used Lambos. Like, that's what I mean.
All right. It is the Outsiders. Before we head toward the door.
Like, he doesn't have a response.
Math on all of that. I was like,
Jason Dick, while you're trying to work through that math, I need you to work through your last round at Star Ranch and tell the people how it went. How straight, how long?
Yes, I'd love it. The golf club at Star Ranch, my favorite golf course in all of Central Texas. I don't know if you guys know, Bo, maybe you weigh in here. There is an epidemic. There is something disastrous going on with the greens around Central Texas. They are gross looking, but not at the golf club at Star Ranch. Everything is looking good. The greens are looking excellent. The fairways plush, and everything is rolling true. If you are a great golfer, birdie is available, eagle is available. If you're not the best golfer, like myself, I don't know. It's not so very punitive if you hit a bad shot. It's a fun golf course that you can play. 252 Golf is the phone number, or if you scan that QR code right there, right. I'm bad at pointing. If you scan the QR code, you can get yourself set up with a golf with a tee time as well. It's the golf club at Star Ranch. Bo, do you know what I'm talking about? The greens are awful everywhere.
They just shut. Like, this is for real. This came out today. Kaiser and Clay, if you're an Austin Muni golfer, are going to temporary greens for the next 4 months. They're having to completely rebuild the green complexes.
Wow.
For both golf courses. So you're going to have like mowed down fairway as your like temporary green.
Yeah, it's a mess out there, but not at the golf club at Star Ranch.
No, not at all. There it is. There's your QR code. One more time. All right, it is the Outsiders. It's brought to you by Poncho Outdoors.
Talking at the moment.
we got a couple of football.
Hold on.
Well,
I would like to watch him talk and
I was going at it. Hold on. Let's be real honest about what Jason's talking about. Look, I loved living in Central Texas. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. And one of those was the best golf that I ever got to enjoy. And dude, Bo hooked me up over there at Star Ranch, and I was like, oh my God, this is the best. Yeah, but guess what? It was so much better than I could have ever expected, because you see Bo right there? You see that little shitty person on the bottom side right there?
Yeah, that guy. I see him.
Yeah. He claimed that he was a +5. You see him right there. He is. No, not me. Him.
No,
Mr.
Me.
+5. Mr. +5 over here. No.
He's
when you go to Star Ranch, don't you ever play against Bo Edge, because he's a liar and he's a cheater.
Okay.
I said I was a 5.
I don't.
I can shoot 77. That's what I am. All right, Chad. Let's wrap this bad boy up.
I think it might be tough. You know what? And by the way, Paxton, to your chats about worried about the run defense after losing Murphy and Sweat, we'll have time to get to that. We will have time to get to that. And yes, the SEC teams do like to run the ball a little bit. Maybe that's more like 10 years ago, but there'll be teams running the ball. Texas will have to stop it. We'll get to that. We will get to that. Thanks to everybody for jumping in on the Specs chat. Now, before we get out of here, Bo, let's tell them about two of our favorite things. The first is stuffed Cajun meat market. Crawfish season.
Meat pie.
Crawfish season. And there is actually wild-caught crawfish that you can get now. So get with my guys at Stuffed Cajun Meat Market. Scan the QR code. They're right there off 620 in Cedar Park, Round Rock area. Stuffed Cajun Meat Market has the supplies, has crawfish that you can just get if you want to just peel and eat it. Good. You can order it by the pound. You can buy it by the sack if you're going to cook it yourself. They have the supplies. They have the 9 kinds of sausage. They have the 2 different kinds of boudin. They have the meat pies that Jason loves. And if you just want the delicacies, the etouffee, the gumbo, they have it all there. The muffalettas. Stuffed Cajun Meat Market.
Meat pie. Thank you to Stuffed for being a great partner. Thank you to Poncho one more time. It's the Outsiders brought to you by Poncho. Bo is rocking the warm sand. I never thought I'd say that out loud. The warm sand. I can't wait to try that Del Mar on. I wore the Bandera the other day. They have so many cool designs. Short sleeve, long sleeve, the hoodies, the crew, the t-shirts are so comfortable. My whole family wear it. I have enough now. My whole family actually gets to wear those t-shirts, and we love them. So check it out, ponchooutdoors.com.
Feels
All
like
right.
bags of warm sand.
Yes, that's what he looks like.
I'm just saying, having been through 2 Four Loko wars, I feel like I've proven a little bit today.
He looks like a bad. You know what? Yeah,
Did we lose the QB?
I think we may have lost the QB.
I think he got sacked by some sour apples.
I don't know if he's vomiting or what is going on, but he may not be with us as we close the door. But thanks to everybody for jumping in
Secret
the
of views
chat. And thanks to Chad for throwing us one more demonic at the end of the show. Yes, Texas didn't get demonic. OU did. Damn near 400 folks in the Specs chat as we get ready to close the door. We will talk to you next Wednesday night. And if you need a fun game, go back and watch tonight's show and see if you can find the moment when it went from 4 to 4 Loko. Because I think I know when it happened. Everybody be safe, like, subscribe, and get your notifications. Until next week, we are the Outsiders.